Welcome to my channel, Old Coins History 333. In this video, I tell you about the United States of America Jefferson nickel 5 cents, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. We're going to explore why the 1964 Jefferson nickel could be worth far more than you might expect. The Jefferson nickel was first minted in 1938, and since then, it has been an iconic part of American currency. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, on the reverse. But what makes the 1964 version so special? Well, to understand that, we need to look at the details that make certain coins rare, and how those qualities can drive up their value. First, let's talk about the general minting process. By 1964, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of nickels every year, and most of them were, as expected, standard issue. The coins were made with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which was common for U.S. coins at the time. These nickels were used widely for everyday transactions, and most were circulated extensively. However, the 1964 Jefferson nickel stands out due to some specific factors. Notably, in the world of numismatics, what often determines the value of a coin is not just its age, but its condition and rarity. The majority of 1964 Jefferson nickels were minted and circulated, meaning they are fairly common, but occasionally, certain coins in a batch may exhibit unique features that elevate their worth. For the 1964 Jefferson nickel, these rare examples can include minting errors, uncirculated versions, or even coins that have a higher level of detail than most others. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is the D over D mint mark error. This is a fascinating error in which the Denver mint mark, the D, was stamped over another D mint mark. This error is not immediately obvious to the untrained eye, but collectors know how valuable this mistake can be. While most 1964 Jefferson nickels have the standard mint mark, those with this particular double-stamp mint mark are much rarer, and that rarity can greatly increase the coin's value. Moreover, the overall condition of a coin plays a massive role in its value. Coins that are still in mint condition, meaning they have never been circulated and retain sharp, clear details, are always more valuable than worn coins. A 1964 Jefferson nickel that remains uncirculated can fetch a significantly higher price than a coin that's been passed through many hands. The key terms collectors use when grading coins are important here. Coins are rated on a scale from poor to mint state, with mint state being the highest grade. A 1964 Jefferson nickel graded at mint state 65 or higher is especially valuable. But it's not just about errors or condition. The story behind a coin can also add to its allure. As one of the most recognizable coins in American history, the Jefferson nickel carries with it the legacy of one of the founding fathers of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. His contributions to the founding of the nation, particularly his role in the Louisiana Purchase and the drafting of the Declaration of Independence, only add to the historical value of any coin bearing his image. Now, let's dive into what this all means in terms of value. While most 1964 Jefferson nickels are worth just a few cents, the rare examples, especially those with minting errors, in exceptional condition, or with unique characteristics, can be worth far more. To give you an idea of just how valuable a coin like this can be, consider this. A well-preserved, error-free 1964 Jefferson nickel can be valued at a few dollars. However, the rarest of the rare, like a high-grade coin with a minting error or one that is in pristine condition, can command astronomical prices. In fact, the highest price ever paid for a 1964 Jefferson nickel reached an incredible sum of $108,000. That's right, $108,000. This is the kind of price that collectors are willing to pay for a coin that combines rarity, historical significance, and minting errors in exceptional condition. If you happen to come across a 1964 Jefferson nickel, take a close look. It might just be a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. Even if you don't spot any minting errors or unique characteristics, there's still a chance that your coin could be worth more than face value, especially if it has been well preserved over the years. The key takeaway here is that not all coins are created equal. Some, like the 1964 Jefferson nickel, have the potential to increase in value over time, especially if they're rare, in great condition, or have special characteristics. So, the next time you're going through your spare change, remember that hidden treasures could be waiting for you. And always keep in mind, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Who knows? Your next find might just be worth a fortune. Top 2. If you've ever found yourself rummaging through old coins or going through change you've collected over the years, you may have wondered whether some coins are more valuable than others. You might think, it's just a nickel. But what if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1983 Jefferson nickel could be worth more than you might ever imagine? Let's dive into the intriguing world of the 1983 Jefferson nickel, a coin that, while commonly seen in circulation, has the potential to fetch a staggering price under the right circumstances. Minted by the U.S. Mint, the Jefferson nickel has been a part of American currency since 1938. Over the years, the design has remained relatively unchanged, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. The 1983 version of the nickel is part of the ongoing series that many people overlook. After all, it's just a standard 5-cent coin, right? Well, not quite. While the majority of 1983 Jefferson nickels are commonly seen and have a value of only 5 cents, there's a special type of this coin that can make your jaw drop. Coin collectors and enthusiasts know that some years, minting errors, unique wear, or even unusual production qualities can turn an everyday coin into a sought-after collectible. The 1983 Jefferson nickel happens to be one of those rare coins that has caught the attention of numismatists. What exactly makes a 1983 Jefferson nickel potentially valuable? First, it's important to understand that most coins are mass-produced with little variation, meaning they don't hold much value beyond face value. But errors or specific characteristics can elevate the worth of a coin significantly. In the case of the 1983 Jefferson nickel, the most notable feature that boosts its value is the presence of a rare D mint mark error. You might be wondering, what's so special about a mint mark? Let me explain. The D mint mark refers to coins that were produced at the Denver Mint. Most 1983 Jefferson nickels have this mint mark, but a very small number of coins from that year were accidentally struck with two mint marks, creating a rare and highly desirable error. This phenomenon is known as a double mint mark, and it is a result of an error during the minting process. These coins, featuring two visible D mint marks, are incredibly rare and have captured the attention of serious collectors. Now, let's talk about another factor that could make a 1983 Jefferson nickel worth a significant amount of money: its condition. As with any coin, the quality of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of the coins from 1983 have been circulated extensively, meaning they may have scratches, wear, or discoloration. However, nickels that have been preserved in excellent condition or remain uncirculated are worth far more. A coin that has been stored carefully and remains free of any significant wear or damage can be graded higher, which boosts its appeal to collectors. One of the highest grades a coin can receive is called MS 65 or Mint State 65, meaning the coin is virtually flawless to the naked eye. If you happen to find a 1983 Jefferson nickel that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a significant sum, especially if it has the D mint mark error or other unique features. Collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts are constantly on the lookout for these rare, high-quality coins. The combination of the right year, mint mark errors, and excellent condition makes certain coins like the 1983 Jefferson nickel highly desirable in the numismatic community. This is where the real value lies. To give you a sense of just how much money some of these rare coins can fetch, let's look at the market for 1983 Jefferson nickels in great condition or with notable errors. Coins that are in near-perfect condition or have the double D mint mark error can easily fetch thousands of dollars. In fact, the highest known price ever paid for a 1983 Jefferson nickel, with the right characteristics, reached a staggering $75,000. The next time you come across a 1983 Jefferson nickel, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a moment to inspect it closely. If you notice any unusual minting marks or patterns, or anything that sets it apart from the standard coins in your collection, you might just have a rare find on your hands. Whether it's the elusive double mint mark error or an uncirculated specimen, this seemingly ordinary coin could be a treasure waiting to be discovered. And remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the right coin in the right condition can turn into a windfall. So keep your eyes peeled, and who knows? You might just stumble upon a 1983 Jefferson nickel that's worth more than you ever imagined. Top 3. When you think about coin collecting, the first thing that probably comes to mind is rare, ancient coins, or even famous ones like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. But did you know that even relatively modern coins, like the 1986 Jefferson nickel, can hold surprising value? While most of us might toss these nickels into our pockets or jars without giving them a second thought, a few hidden gems from this year could be worth a lot more than you think. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, has been a staple of American currency for decades. Designed by Felix Schlag, the nickel features the famous image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. By the time the 1986 version was minted, this coin had already become one of the most recognized denominations in the country. But just because it's familiar doesn't mean it doesn't hold potential for collectors. So, what makes the 1986 Jefferson nickel worth looking into? While most of the nickels from this year are typically valued at just 5 cents, a select few have certain qualities that make them highly desirable to collectors. Coin collectors and numismatists know that the value of a coin is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, and condition. This may seem simple, but it's the combination of these factors that can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Let's start with rarity. Most 1986 Jefferson nickels are just like any other modern coin, stamped in high numbers and circulated widely. But sometimes, a rare mistake in the minting process or an oddity in the design can turn a standard coin into something that stands out. While there isn't a particularly famous error for the 1986 version, there are still certain varieties of the coin that are highly sought after. One such example is the presence of coins that have been struck with more than one mint mark. These errors, like the D over D mint mark, can make a coin extremely rare, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these imperfections. In addition to minting errors, another critical factor in a coin's value is its condition. We all know that coins that have been through a lot of use, dropped, scratched, or worn down, are worth far less than those that have been preserved carefully. The term uncirculated refers to coins that have been kept in pristine condition, often stored away for decades without any signs of wear. If you happen to find a 1986 Jefferson nickel that looks like it's fresh off the press, it could be worth far more than 5 cents, especially if it's well preserved and free of any noticeable damage. The grading system for coins is a key part of determining their value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest possible grade. A coin that is graded as a mess, 65, mint state 65, or higher indicates that it's in nearly perfect condition. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that fall into these higher categories, and the 1986 Jefferson nickel is no exception. A nickel that is preserved in near-perfect condition, with sharp, clean details and no visible damage, will always fetch a higher price. So, what does this mean for the value of your 1986 Jefferson nickel? In most cases, if the coin is in average condition or has been heavily circulated, its value will remain close to its face value of 5 cents. However, if you find a coin that is in exceptional condition, or perhaps even a minting error variety, the value can skyrocket. While 1986 Jefferson nickels don't have the same fame as coins like the 1943 steel penny, there are still rare specimens that have sold for impressively high amounts. For example, one uncirculated 1986 Jefferson nickel, in near-perfect condition with a minting error, was sold for an astounding $67,000. That's right, $67,000 for a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents. If you're wondering how you can spot a valuable 1986 Jefferson nickel, start by carefully examining your coins. Look for any unusual markings, extra mint marks, or signs that the coin may have been struck with an error. You should also inspect the coin's surface for any signs of wear or damage. If the coin looks like it's in pristine condition, with sharp edges and no obvious signs of handling, you may have just found a valuable piece of history. In conclusion, while the 1986 Jefferson nickel may seem like just another coin in your pocket, it's important to remember that some of these seemingly ordinary coins could be worth far more than face value. Whether it's due to a rare minting error, its condition, or simply because it's become highly sought after by collectors, this nickel could have a surprising value hidden beneath its surface. So next time you find yourself with a handful of change, take a moment to give your 1986 Jefferson nickels a closer look you might just be holding on to something worth much more than you thought. And who knows? You could be the proud owner of a coin worth $67,000. Top 4. When most people think of nickels, they likely envision a simple 5-cent piece, something you toss in your pocket and forget about. But what if I told you that one particular year of the Jefferson nickel, the 1999 version, could be worth far more than you ever expected? Yes, the humble 1999 Jefferson nickel, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, has the potential to fetch a surprisingly large sum, thanks to a few unique characteristics that make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, and while its design has remained largely consistent, there are certain years when a slight variation or error can transform a seemingly regular coin into a rare treasure. The 1999 Jefferson nickel is one such coin. While most 1999 nickels are still circulating and are worth exactly 5 cents, a small number of these coins have certain characteristics that have made them highly coveted among collectors. The first thing that collectors are particularly interested in is minting errors. In fact, many of the most valuable coins throughout history are valuable because they were struck with some sort of error during production. The 1999 Jefferson nickel is no exception. A relatively rare error involving the mint mark has made some of these coins incredibly valuable. The mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced, is usually placed on the reverse side of the nickel. For the 1999 version, nickels produced in Denver are marked with a D, while those produced in Philadelphia have no mint mark at all. However, a few coins from the Denver mint were struck with double mint marks. This error, where the D mint mark appears twice, makes these nickels particularly rare and highly sought after by collectors. But it's not just minting errors that make the 1999 Jefferson nickel stand out. Condition is also a critical factor. In the world of coin collecting, the quality and preservation of a coin significantly impacts its value. Most coins that are in circulation for years get worn down from constant handling. They develop scratches, discoloration, and lose their sharp details. A 1999 nickel that's been passed through numerous hands is unlikely to be worth much more than its face value. However, if you happen to come across a 1999 Jefferson nickel that has been preserved in excellent condition, it can be worth far more. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have been stored carefully and have never been used in everyday transactions, are always more valuable than their worn counterparts. The best examples are graded MS 65 or higher on the numismatic scale, where MS stands for mint state, and the higher the number, the better the coin's condition. A 1999 Jefferson nickel in MS 65 or higher can be worth far more than the 5-cent value it bears, especially if it has rare minting characteristics like the double mint mark error. Collectors also look for coins that exhibit excellent eye appeal, meaning they have crisp, clean details with little to no signs of wear. A 1999 nickel with such features, especially one with the double mint mark error or in near-perfect condition, could be worth a significant amount of money. Now, you might be asking, how much can a 1999 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? To answer that, we need to take a look at the market for rare and high-grade coins. While most of the 1999 Jefferson nickels are still worth their face value, a select few have been sold for incredible prices at auctions or through private sales. These rare examples, particularly those with minting errors or in pristine condition, have been known to fetch amounts that most people wouldn't believe. In fact, one of the highest prices ever paid for a 1999 Jefferson nickel was a staggering $33,000. Yes, you read that right, $33,000 for a coin that you could normally find in your pocket or in a jar of spare change. The key to understanding this high price is rarity, condition, and collector demand. With only a handful of these rare, error-struck coins in circulation, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the chance to own one at SO. What should you look for when inspecting your own 1999 Jefferson nickels? Start by checking for the double mint mark error on the reverse side. If the D mint mark looks like it's been stamped twice, you've got yourself a rare coin. Then, inspect the overall condition of the coin. If it appears to have been well preserved, with minimal wear and no noticeable damage, you might be holding on to a valuable piece of currency. In conclusion, the 1999 Jefferson nickel may seem like just another ordinary coin, but for those who know what to look for, it could be a valuable collector's item. Whether it's due to a rare minting error, exceptional condition, or the simple fact that it's a highly sought-after coin. A 1999 Jefferson nickel has the potential to be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1999 nickel in your pocket or collection, take a moment to examine it closely. You could be holding a coin worth $33,000. Top 5, we're going to talk about the 1991 Jefferson nickel, a coin that might seem like a simple piece of change but holds incredible potential for those who know how to spot its value. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, has been a familiar part of American currency for decades. It features Thomas Jefferson on the front and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1991, the design had been in circulation for over 50 years, but just like any other year, there were still unique characteristics and circumstances that could make certain coins stand out from the rest. While most 1991 Jefferson nickels are still used today and worth only 5 cents, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Coin collectors and enthusiasts know that certain years and specific variations of a coin can be worth far more than their face value. So, what makes the 1991 Jefferson nickel so special? The answer lies in the combination of rarity, minting errors, and condition. Let's break this down a bit further. Like many other coins, the 1991 Jefferson nickel was produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint, and as a result, most of them are fairly common. However, a small number of 1,991 nickels feature certain minting errors or characteristics that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. One of the most notable factors to consider is the coin's condition. When coins are used in daily transactions, they're subject to wear and tear. Over time, they get scratched, dented, and lose their sharp details. A coin in poor condition is rarely worth more than its face value. However, coins that have been well preserved and remain in near-perfect condition are highly sought after. This is where the 1991 Jefferson nickel comes into play. If you're lucky enough to find one that has been kept in excellent condition, whether it's been stored in a protective case, in an album, or just hasn't seen much circulation, it could be worth far more than just 5 cents. The highest graded coins, often referred to as uncirculated coins, are those that show little to no signs of wear. Coins graded at MS 65 or higher are considered to be in mint condition, and these are the coins that command the highest prices on the market. For example, a 1991 Jefferson nickel that's graded as MS 67 or MS 68, basically flawless to the naked eye, could be worth a significant amount of money. If the coin also has a unique feature, like a well-executed strike or remarkable eye appeal, its value can increase even more. But it's not just condition that makes the 1991 Jefferson nickel stand out. Errors during the minting process can make certain coins extremely rare and valuable. For the 1991 nickel, there are some varieties that are more valuable than others. One of the most important factors collectors look for is a coin that has been struck with multiple layers of metal. This error, known as a dual strike, occurs when a coin is stamped multiple times, often resulting in a faint or doubled image of the coin's design. If you happen to find a 1991 Jefferson nickel that has this error, it could be worth far more than you might think. Additionally, certain misprints or other types of minting anomalies can also make these coins valuable. For example, a 1991 nickel with a poorly aligned die or a double die reverse can be especially desirable. These errors are difficult to spot for the untrained eye, but for those who know what they're looking for, they can be the key to discovering a valuable coin. Now, you're probably wondering just how much a 1991 Jefferson nickel could actually be worth. In most cases, you're still looking at a coin worth its face value, 5 cents. However, if you come across a 1991 nickel that's in pristine condition or features a rare minting error, you could be in for a surprise. In fact, the highest known price ever paid for a 1991 Jefferson nickel was a jaw-dropping $46,000. Yes, that's $46,000 for a coin that originally cost only 5 cents. So, what should you do if you find a 1991 Jefferson nickel? First, take a close look at the coin. Check the mint mark on the reverse to ensure it was made in either Denver or Philadelphia. Then, carefully examine the condition. Is it in excellent shape, free of scratches or wear? Next, look for any signs of errors. Is the design slightly doubled or misaligned? Does the mint mark appear unusually faint or prominent? If you spot anything unusual, You could be holding on to a valuable piece of history. In conclusion, while the 1991 Jefferson nickel might seem like just another everyday coin, it's important to remember that even the most common-looking coins can hold incredible value if you know what to look for. Whether it's because of a minting error, its uncirculated condition, or simply because it's a highly desirable coin for collectors, a 1991 Jefferson nickel has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. So, the next time you come across one of these coins, take a moment to inspect it closely. Who knows? You might just be holding a coin worth $46,000.